Greetings, daring minds. Today we confront the unsettling realm of the paranormal, ghosts, the witching hour, and mind-bending psychic phenomena that give scientific materialists a migraine. Could the answer to understanding those things that go bump in the night lie in the non-locality of the mental frequency domain? Stick around, because this exploration is bound to be nothing short of phantasmic. Wrap your mind around this for a moment. What if the universe isn't just an enormous physical expanse, but something much, much more profound? What if it exists entirely within a mental singularity? Sounds mind-bending for sure. And then, would that mean that all we experience physically is just a clever illusion shaped by the mind? In the revolutionary framework of ontological mathematics, the material world, the space and time we perceive, is simply the ontological inverse Fourier transform of certain low-energy mental phenomena. So while our perception of non-locality is extremely stable and convincing to our senses, the non-local frequency domain of mind provides the scope for what is generally experienced as the paranormal. In fact, all instances of paranormal phenomena are a direct result of non-locality. When discussing the paranormal, we inevitably encounter the age-old debate: subjective versus objective experiences. Should subjective experiences be dismissed just because they happen within the confines of an individual's mind? Of course not. Subjective mind plays an integral role in shaping reality and deserves to be regarded with respect. After all, every subjective experience has its own sufficient reason. Now consider this. A friend tells you about encountering a ghost when they were alone. Intriguing. Sure, but you might still be skeptical. But then imagine hearing the same story from a group of friends, all witnessing the same spectral presence. Okay, that's a bit spookier and perhaps even a bit more convincing. Now imagine that multiple independent sources completely unaware of each other shared the same account. This is where subjective experiences begin to intersect with objective evidence, making paranormal phenomena much harder to dismiss. As has been extensively covered on the Grail search and in the source materials, which can be found in the links on this channel that were written by the Pythagorean Illuminati's AC authors such as Mike Hockney, Jack Tanner, David Sinclair, and many others, the holistic nature of the mental singularity provides reasonable scope for agents of the unconscious and other monads existing in the singularity to pierce through into our individual conscious awareness. In other words, could the paranormal just be these distinct mental agents sliding into our reality like unexpected guests at a party? A little monadic surprise visit? If so, someone ought to tell them to at least bring snacks. And then there's the witching hour, the enigmatic time of night when paranormal experiences are said to reach their peak. Wikipedia tells us, in folklore, the witching hour, or devil's hour, is a time of night that is associated with supernatural events, whereby witches, demons, and ghosts are thought to appear and be at their most powerful. Definitions vary and may include the hour immediately after midnight and the time between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. The term now has a widespread colloquial and idiomatic usage that is associated with the human physiology and behavior to more superstitious phenomena such as luck. Might there be something about human physiology that makes us more attuned to the paranormal during these hours? Indeed, it seems the witching hour has an uncanny link to our circadian rhythm. Proof, perhaps, that even the specters respect good sleep hygiene practices. Interestingly enough, our sleep-wake circadian rhythm, the natural process governing physiological and behavioral changes, aligns with the witching hour. This natural 24-hour cycle responds to environmental cues of light and darkness and synchronizes cellular activities with the solar day. Our sleep patterns are regulated by the release of multiple hormones, like serotonin, melatonin, and cortisol, which allow us to be alert during the day and asleep at night. The intriguing corollary between the witching hour and our sleep-wake cycle is that the witching hour corresponds to the lowest point in our sleep-wake cycle. This means at this time we are most physiologically prepared to be in a state of deep sleep. In short, our consciousness is at its most diminished, and therefore our unconscious is at its most active. Does this explain why agents of the unconscious are said to be at their most powerful during this hour? Sure as the sunrise, subjective paranormal phenomena can easily be associated with specific experiences of the dream world breaking through into waking consciousness, or even half-asleep consciousness. The dream world brings even more thought-provoking questions to the table. Have you ever dreamt of characters who seem autonomous, as if they have knowledge and agency independent of your own consciousness? This is something explored in various AC works. Digging deeper still, could the interconnectivity of the collective unconscious provide the scope for other ontologically distinct minds to enter the dreams of other monads, like in the movie Inception? Can two or more monads generate a mutually constructed dream space? If so, it would be possible for other minds to make themselves subjectively heard by individuals, especially during the witching hour. This would be a plausible mechanism for true subjective paranormal phenomena. The AC authors even propose that more powerful minds, those beyond typical human capabilities, may indeed have this ability. Could certain paranormal experiences be moments where higher minds are contacting us? Or are they just perfecting the fine art of ghosting in every dimension? Compelling, isn't it? The idea that the paranormal could be an interplay of minds within a grand mental singularity opens a world of possibilities. By grounding the paranormal in the principles of ontological mathematics, we confront the limitations of scientific materialism. What once seemed mystical or illogical now beckons as an opportunity to rethink the very structure of reality itself, blending the seen with the unseen, the local with the non-local. So let's hear your best eerie encounters. Have you ever found yourself face to face with the paranormal? Maybe a shadowy figure, an inexplicable event, a dream so vivid that it should have had a sequel? Spill your paranormal secrets in the comments. And don't vanish just yet. We'll be back with part 2, where we take the supernatural and make it mathematically rational.
If you enjoyed this video, like it, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Also, be sure to check out our link tree in the description to discover more and connect with us. You can also visit illumination.nexus or visit reddit.com/r/thegrailsearch and speak with us there. Thank you for watching.